The latest developments involving Martell Holt and Shari have created a huge wave of discussion online. Fans have been trying to understand what happened, what the legal filings mean, and why this situation has become so emotional. At the center of the conversation are reports about a protection from abuse order, claims involving a police report, and questions about whether these events are connected. Because these are legal matters, many of the details are still based on allegations and court-related filings rather than final findings, making it important to separate claims from proven facts. One of the biggest reasons this story has gained attention is because it involves two people whose relationship has already been followed by viewers for years. Their marriage, divorce, and co-parenting journey have all been discussed publicly. As a result, every new development quickly becomes a topic of debate across social media, with supporters on both sides offering very different opinions. Reports that circulated online claimed that a protection from abuse order had been issued involving Martell Holt. Around the same time, discussions also emerged about a police report involving Shari. Some commentators suggested these events were connected, while others argued that the timing raised questions that deserved closer examination. However, until a court fully reviews evidence and reaches conclusions, these remain allegations and legal claims rather than established facts. Many content creators have focused on the timeline because timing can sometimes provide context. According to discussions shared online, interactions between the former couple reportedly occurred during school-related events attended by their children. Those interactions have become part of the broader conversation because they are said to be connected to later legal filings. Supporters of Melody have argued that the claims against her do not match the public image she has shown over the years. They point to her business success, parenting responsibilities, and public appearances as reasons they believe there must be more to the story. Others caution against drawing conclusions too quickly and believe every legal matter deserves a full review before opinions become facts. On the other hand, some people have defended Martell Holt, saying that anyone has the right to report an incident they believe happened. From that perspective, filing a report does not automatically prove guilt or innocence, but simply starts a legal process that investigators and courts are responsible for evaluating. The biggest lesson from this situation is that accusations alone should never be treated as final proof. A police report represents one person's account of events. Courts exist to examine evidence, hear witnesses, review documents, and determine what actually happened. Until that process is complete, assumptions can easily create misinformation. Another major topic discussed by fans has been the effect this ongoing conflict may have on the children involved. Many viewers have expressed concern that repeated legal disputes and public attention can make co-parenting even more difficult. Regardless of personal opinions about either parent, many people agree that protecting the well-being of the children should remain the highest priority. Observers have also pointed out that celebrity relationships often play out differently from private relationships because every disagreement becomes public entertainment. Instead of working through issues quietly, every filing, statement, or social media post becomes headline news. That creates pressure not only on the people directly involved, but also on their families. The discussion has also raised broader questions about domestic violence allegations and false reporting. Both are extremely serious matters. Genuine victims deserve protection and support, while knowingly making false accusations can have severe consequences for everyone involved. Because of that, many legal experts encourage waiting for evidence before reaching conclusions. Social media reactions have been sharply divided. Some users immediately sided with Melody, believing she has been unfairly targeted. Others defended Martell and argued that his claims should not be dismissed without investigation. A third group urged patience, reminding everyone that internet speculation is not the same as courtroom evidence. Many online commentators have highlighted reports that surveillance footage or witnesses may exist. If such evidence becomes part of legal proceedings, it could provide additional clarity. Until then, much of the debate remains based on personal interpretation rather than confirmed findings. The situation also illustrates how quickly information spreads online. A single headline can travel across thousands of pages within hours, often leaving out important context. By the time corrections or additional details appear, many people have already formed strong opinions. For fans of the reality series, these legal developments have overshadowed conversations about the show itself. Instead of discussing storylines or entertainment, attention has shifted almost entirely toward legal filings and personal disputes. That change reflects how invested audiences have become in the lives of public figures beyond television. Another issue repeatedly mentioned is the challenge of co-parenting after divorce. Even under normal circumstances, balancing communication, schedules, and shared responsibilities can be difficult. When legal disagreements enter the picture, maintaining a positive relationship often becomes even harder. Some observers believe both parties would benefit from reducing public conflict and focusing on private legal channels. Others argue that public statements become necessary when misinformation spreads online. There is no universal agreement on the best approach, which is one reason debates continue. The internet has also become a place where every action is analyzed. A social media post, an interview, or even silence can be interpreted in different ways depending on the audience. This makes it challenging for public figures to control the narrative surrounding their personal lives. One important reminder throughout this discussion is that legal systems exist to evaluate evidence carefully. Judges and courts are responsible for reviewing testimony and documentation before making decisions. Public opinion, while influential online, does not replace due process. As this story continues to develop, more verified information may emerge through official proceedings. Until then, viewers should remain cautious about accepting viral claims without supporting evidence. Headlines can often simplify complicated legal matters into dramatic statements that do not capture the full picture. The broader conversation also highlights the responsibility of content creators. Reporting allegations responsibly means clearly identifying them as allegations rather than facts. Doing so helps audiences understand that legal disputes are often more complex than social media posts suggest. Whether someone supports Martell Holt, Shari, or neither side, the most responsible position is to allow evidence and the legal process to guide conclusions. Strong opinions are common, but fairness requires acknowledging uncertainty until official findings are available. For now, this remains a developing story with many unanswered questions. Future court proceedings or official statements may provide additional clarity about the events that led to these filings and whether the claims involved are supported by evidence. Until those answers arrive, audiences should continue following updates carefully, distinguish between verified facts and allegations, and remember that every legal dispute deserves to be evaluated through evidence rather than assumptions. That approach protects fairness for everyone involved and encourages informed discussion instead of speculation. As more people started talking about the situation, another question quickly became the center of attention. If there are videos, witnesses, or other forms of evidence connected to these claims, what will they actually show? That question has fueled endless debates online. Some fans are convinced the evidence will support one side, while others believe it will completely change the narrative that has been spreading across social media. What makes this story even more interesting is that it is not happening between strangers. These are two people who once built a family together, shared years of marriage, and raised children. Because of that history, every disagreement seems to carry even more emotional weight. Supporters on both sides continue to analyze every detail, trying to understand how things reached this point. Many people have pointed to the reported timeline of events and suggested that the sequence raises questions. They wonder whether different legal actions happened close together by coincidence, or whether there may be another explanation. At the same time, others remind everyone that timing alone does not prove intent. Courts look at evidence, testimony, and facts rather than assumptions based only on dates. One of the biggest lessons from this entire situation is how dangerous social media can be when legal matters are still unfolding. A headline can go viral within minutes, and thousands of people may repeat it before anyone verifies the details. Soon, opinions become stronger than facts, and rumors begin spreading faster than official information. This is exactly why legal experts often encourage people to wait until all evidence has been reviewed. A single filing, statement, or accusation is only one part of a much larger picture. The final outcome often depends on documents, witnesses, recordings, and court decisions that may not yet be public.